16 is a Canadian show that was syndicated in the US, and in the US, Cartoon Network has censored a lot of the show, and it even banned a handful of episodes, as the show was originally made for an older audience than Cartoon Network's primary audience. I've talked about quite a few episodes of 16 which have been banned in the US, usually for pretty obvious reasons, such as the ones we're going to discuss today. Yep, that's right folks, it's a Jonesy sees his sister naked episode.
Again?
Again.
In the episode, we return to the show's big plotline of Jen's mom's upcoming marriage to Jonesy's dad. We continue to see the difficulties Jen and Jonesy are having a bunch of new step-siblings, especially Jen, who is having a horrible time adjusting to life with a bunch of boys now living with her. Jonesy and Jen are arguing in the typical boys versus girls argument trope. Jen likes her soon-to-be stepdad, but can't stand her new stepbrothers, including Jonesy, who she's been best friends with for years, but apparently living with him is a whole different struggle. Something tells me she's not wrong. In the midst of all the wedding chaos, Jonesy comes to have a conversation with Jen and accidentally sees her topless while she's trying on her dress. Jen is super embarrassed and runs off. The boys reluctantly agree to move their dad's bachelor party so it's not on the same day as their soon-to-be stepmom's bachelorette party, which Jen and her sister Courtney were planning. The boys and the girls spend the whole day arguing and disagreeing on everything. At the wedding rehearsal, things come to a head as the boys and girls can't stop fighting and bickering over petty shit, and their parents announce that since their kids can't get along, they will not be getting married.
A barnyard?
The only cow around here is you.
We have decided to postpone the wedding.
We had no idea how miserable this was making you all.
The wedding is canceled. The boys and girls decide that they need to find a middle ground and find some sort of peace treaty for the sake of their parents' happiness.
Wow, I feel so bad.
Which is meditated by the mall security, the gang's usual arch nemesis, Ron.
I really have to pee.
You will let the girls into the washroom when they have to pee.
Deal.
The kids work it out and the marriage goes on and everyone lives happily ever after. Well, except Jen, because her dress rips and everyone can see her butt, which means Jen is exposed to her stepbrothers again for the second time in one episode. The reasons Cartoon Network never aired this episode were pretty obvious per usual. A character was exposed, a lot of talk about boobs.
Oh, were you just staring at my chest? Pervert!
But interestingly enough, that wasn't the only reason this episode was banned in the United States. It was also considered risque due to a subplot involving Nikki. Nikki is working her job at the barn, which as we know, she hates. I feel you, sis. She gets confronted by the biggest annoyances in her life, the clones, aka her coworkers and boss. They notice a khaki barn bandana in her pocket and accuse her of stealing. Nikki says she hates the khaki barn's clothes and would never steal them, and they say a label gun is missing as well. They treat her like a criminal and make her use a see-through bag at work, but Nikki is so annoyed and offended by the whole thing that she quits working at the khaki barn, much to the clones' excitement. But later they find out a young customer named Stanley was the one stealing and he stole the gun. And the clones freak out as they know they could get in big trouble with the head office for wrongly accusing an employee. Because, yeah. So they apologize and Nikki agrees to come back for a raise and more breaks at work. Cartoon Network felt the shoplifting theme was too risque for a kid's show. So that was another reason this episode was banned. This is the second episode that was banned due to the topic of shoplifting. I talk about the other one in another video. This show wasn't crazy vulgar or anything, but it certainly crossed the line enough for Cartoon Network to have to pull multiple episodes, this one included. Overall, it was a pretty good episode, as most 16 episodes are, in my opinion. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. I have a lot more videos coming about 16, as well as many other cartoon shows, movies, and such, so if you enjoyed, please subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications. Join me on this fun and wild ride through memory lane. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.